Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it's time for your Leeds versus Brighton post-match chat. There is life in the old dog yet. We are still in this fight. It is going to go down to the last day. Thanks to one Pascal Strout and one JUSTJOE Gelhardt. Again, another unreal performance from him. Jesse even had the hand in it because it was the substitute that put it in the back of the net. We'll get onto that a little bit later on. But listen, I'm just happy. I'm happy. Things have gone our way. I was nervous, especially that Spurs were only 1-0 up, but they win to a penalty. As we speak, I've just walked through the door, but as we speak, Everton are also getting beat, down to 10 men and losing 3-2. So they're not out of this yet. And if it stays as it is, a point will separate each team. Burnley 34, us on 35, Everton on 36. Yes, there are some midweek games for them two sides. Hopefully they lose them both. We can take it to that final day. And then it's in our hands, isn't it? It's in our hands. As long as we win, which I know is not going to be easy, as today professed. It wasn't easy to even get a point against Brighton. But we can take it to that final day. Then it's in our hands. And we have no excuses if we go down then, yeah? It's like someone said to me the other day, it's conceivable that Leeds United might just need 1 point. If you don't get a point out of Brighton and Brentford, then you don't deserve to stay up. Look, we could have had all three today. Let's not beat around the bush. We could have had all three, but we got one. We got one and we move, yeah? Life in the old dog, yeah, as I say. Look, Brighton had shades of it in the first half for sure. I thought, for me personally, we started well. First 10 minutes, we started well. But then Brighton really grew into it. They were really strong. Could have had the second. We held on, yeah. I said in the pre-match that if they score first, we're done. I genuinely believe that to be the case when it happened as well. Said as long as we don't concede in that first 20 minutes, we're good. We ended up conceding on the 21st. Danny Welbeck will get to that goal, but it shouldn't have happened. I'm blaming Rodrigo. I'm blaming Llorente. I'll say it now with my chest. Rodrigo, if he wants to leave, I'll drive him wherever he wants to go to myself. Yeah, I'm done. 27 million, absolute waste of space. And yeah, I'm just not about that life. That's just my opinion. Yeah, that's just my opinion on him. But listen, second half, we were much better. Created hatfuls of chances. I felt like it wasn't going to be our day. Just wouldn't drop. Sanchez making some worldy saves as well. But ultimately, the point was fair. The point was fair for Leeds United. Joe Gelhardt came up trumps again. There was a moment I even made notes throughout the game, as I tend to do. First 5 minutes, he won a header against Lewis Dunk. I'm like, yo, this is what he offers as opposed to anyone else up top. Yeah, that front two needs to look or consist of. If you're going to go with the two up top, it needs to look or consist of JUSTJOE Gelhardt and Bamford. JUSTJOE Gelhardt and Bamford. Yeah, that's what it needs to look like. But just on JUSTJOE, he has 2 goals and 2 assists now in the Premier League this season. Each one coming in the 83rd minute or later. He is the epitome of a clutch player. Joe Gelhardt is the one. A massive, massive point for Leeds United. An unreal composure from him and skill to boot in order to beat Cucurella. And I think it was Dunk. He put Dunk on his ass. Boom. Dinked it over him and then put it to the back post for Strout. And then I didn't even see the Strout goal go in. I just knew it was going in the back of the net. So that was it. I was like 4 rows down. We went wild in the Kop. Absolute scenes. Because it genuinely felt like it wasn't going to be our day. Although, look, we could have had all 3, but it is what it is. To get the goal the manner that we did in the 92nd minute, absolute scenes and life in us yet. We're now out of the bottom 3. As it stands, we're out of the bottom 3. You know what I mean? That is a great place to be. A great place to be. Sanchez, you could argue his wonder saves denied us the win, but it is what it is. We get a point, we move. Of course, we're still banking on other teams' results, but we give ourselves hope. Because if we lose today, we're done. If we lost today, we were done. Yeah. Jesse Marsh said that he didn't feel, and this is after the fact, that he didn't feel that the players 100% believed at halftime they could even get anything from this game. So there's a mentality issue there. So to think they felt like at half time, and I know my man Connor mentions the mentality of the squad before. Best know that if they'd have got beat today, we ain't getting nothing away at Brentford. Maybe getting the goal so late on as we did will really give us that boost we need, because we've seen late goals against Wolves and Norwich gave us that boost. You know, the late goal against Norwich gives us the boost against Wolves, etc., etc. It's a knock-on effect. It's a knock-on effect. But yeah, look, we'll dissect the game in a little bit more detail. But I just want to say props to Jesse today. Very, very special player. Very good move in the lead up to it, and yeah, I really rate him. But I rate a lot of them out there today. I thought Firpo played well. I thought it was crazy to bring him off. I thought Click played well. Again, I thought it was crazy to bring him off. He brought on Pascal Struijk and Sam Greenwood. I was like, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? And that's when in the ground, chance of Marcelo Bielsa went up. Sack the board went up. Because as soon as he made them changes, I'm making notes saying, what's going on here? What's going on here? And to be fair to him, they came up trumps. They came up trumps because Pascal, you know, he scores the goal that gets us the point. So he'll be feeling vindicated. But as soon as he made them subs around the ground, whether you agree or disagree with it, you know, Marcelo Bielsa went up. Then Radrazani, this is on you. Radrazani, this is on you. And then sack the board. I put in my notes, on your bike, the lot of you. And I still feel like that. I still feel like that about the board. On the bike. Really, really frustrated. Really, really frustrated. But the tide well and truly turned against them at that moment in time when them changes were made. But listen, if we stay up, then they'll feel vindicated. It is what it is. But, I mean, Pascal, you little dancer, Pascal. You little dancer, Pascal. But going through the game, as I say, Joffrey won a header early doors. Look, we had a back five, it looked like to me initially. I know he changed it in the second half, 4-2-3-1, and gave us a little bit of width. And is it surprised that we started to create chances and started to dominate the second half when we had a little bit of width? No. But yeah, I don't. It definitely looked like a back five. I initially thought it could be a 4-4-2. This maybe it was at times in and out of possession. I don't know. I'm not your man. I'm not your man for that stuff. But all I know is that Joffrey won a header early doors, and I was like, right, this kid's up for it. Do you know what I mean? I thought the first 10 minutes we started well, and then we sort of went to bits, and we couldn't get near Brighton for a period of time. There was a number of chances they had before actually Danny Welbeck scored, where our back three, whatever it looked like, whatever it was doing, was just not where it was supposed to be. I think Solly March found himself free at one point. There was a number of occasions where Brighton players found themselves free in our box and had tame efforts or made the wrong decision. Do you know what I mean? And we could have easily been 2 down, 3 down at half time, genuinely. You know what I mean? I was genuinely looking at it thinking, where are these guys? What are they doing? What are they doing? What are we just, do we want them to score? Do we want them to score? But as I say, we got to 20 minutes and then we conceded from a Danny Welbeck goal. Diego Llorente is soft, so soft. Shouldn't be getting beat there. Gets turned inside out when he lets Danny Welbeck get the wrong side of him, and Danny Welbeck dinks it over Melly. It's a good finish for Danny Welbeck. Of course he scored. Man United, etc. He did it to us last time. But my lightning rod, you know, went to Rodrigo. Rodrigo lost the ball in the build-up. It was a simple pass to Calvin, or it may have been to Jack Harrison. Props to Jack Harrison today. Props to Calvin as well. Decent performances from them. Second half, Jack Harrison really tried to drag us through. But Rodrigo, for me, like I said, I'm done there. I said at our time, get him off. Get him off. I wanted him off. I put him after that goal. I said, get him off. Because they almost scored straight after it as well. And Rodrigo gave it away in the build-up to that one as well. I just think he's so lazy, doesn't put it in. And like I say, these passes are so simple that he's given away. So simple. And it's just frustrating because he's cost 27 million. And he's not worked under Bielsa. He's coming under Jesse. Jesse's giving him all this leadership. You know how I feel about that leadership group tribe? Because half of them aren't even on the pitch anymore because they've been suspended or they're being dropped. So it obviously didn't work with your PMA, but it is what it is. And he's been rubbish. He played well against the lesser teams, then been rubbish, and he weren't great today for me. And I'd have took him off at half time. But again, the bench is threadbare. You know, we're looking to Sam Greenwood, etc. This isn't on them. That's on the board. Sack the board, as I say. It is what it is. That's how the champ went today, and I'm on that. I seen a moment where Rafinha, again, I was frustrated at this point, but Rafinha was arguing with Jesse. Like, what you going on? Jesse's the coach and Jesse's the man. Let's not be doing that. But yeah, what I will say, and I will say this point, right? And and this tells you how bad Rodrigo was playing at the time. But he made some 5-yard passes. I think he made a pass to Firpo on the edge of our box, and it was met with mocked cheers. Way. No, I'm not on that. I don't agree with that, right? Because that does nothing for Rodrigo. That does nothing for Rodrigo. I hear it. I understand it. I didn't want him on the pitch myself at that point. But let's not mock making 5-yard passes of our own players. That's not going to do anyone the world of good, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He made a pass to Firpo and the crowd went, "Hey!" Look, as much as I think, yeah, poor, I think that's a little bit out of order. Just my opinion, but everyone else pays. They can go, they do what they want. It is what it is. Some people want to back the Bielsa chance, sack the board chance. I was backing. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Listen, they could have made it 2-0. Robin Koch, the through-on goal. I'm not sure it is who has the chance to make it 2 or even lay it on to March. I think it may have been Koch makes an unreal challenge, and it was definitely going to be 2-0 at that point, and he just makes a vital challenge. Rafinha played out wide, gets out wide, manages to get round Cucurella after that. Is it any wonder you play him high up the pitch, out wide, isolating fullbacks? He can get round them. He got round them. We got a corner, Click, edge of the box. It's quite interesting because right before the game started, we were singing Click is scoring goals, 20 yards or 30 yards, Click is scoring goals. And I thought, okay, maybe it is going to be his day. And it gets pulled out to him on the edge of the box from a corner. And I swear, Sanchez makes an absolute worldly save. And it was at that moment I was thinking, oh, it's going to be one of them. It's going to be one of them. You know, I said at half time, we're poor. We have no plan. We're just hitting balls into dangerous areas and expecting it to drop. It's almost Sunday league stuff. You know, just get the ball in them areas. Rodrigo was an embarrassment. I was done. You know, previously we had something to be proud of, something to love, you know. And now what? Now what? Because of the imbeciles, because of the board. Yeah. Because of the board, because they sacked the best manager we ever had, etc., etc. You know what my rhetoric is, yeah? You know, normally I go out at half time, I just sat with my head down because I felt it slipping away. The second half comes around, as I say, no subs are made. There was quite a funny moment. We people in and around us where we had the throw early in the second half, and Rafinha took it off. I forget who it was. It might have been Click. He took it off Click for the long throw, and I'm like, yo, Burnley FC settings again. We got a corner off it. But look, we started well in that second half. Yeah, jokes aside, we started well. Yeah, we had 10 minutes early start. Harrison played really well. We had a free kick that Rafinha, I think, rocked to the crossbar. And we had a cutback not long after that was so close. No one just quite on the end of it. And you're thinking at that point, this is not going to be our day. Click had a chance as well. Another great touch by Joffy. The ingenuity and the touch of that lad in tight areas is unreal. And Click hits it straight at Sanchez. But, you know, at that point, you're just begging. I think we get a corner later on. Rafinha can't beat the first man. And I'm like, yo, this is our season in a nutshell. You know, we get a corner at a dangerous time in the match, not long left. And we mess it up. But, you know, under Jesse, we've had late goals. And we got another one. What skill from Joffy. Hammered Llorente earlier on, as I say, but he did great in the build-up to this. Put it out to Joffy. I mean, what Joffy does, the skill's unreal. If you haven't had a check, go check out LUFC Lewis. He's got it right on cam. Yeah, right on cam. Looks beauty. He gets around Cucurella, and then dinks it over Dunk, gets at the other side of Dunk, puts it to the back post and Strouk. Unreal. You know what I mean? What pressure, but for a lad of his age to do that, you know, in such a tight area. You know, to make that space and then to put it in the back post where Strouk's waiting, and it's an easy goal. You know, Brighton had players throwing themselves at it, couldn't stop it. 92nd minute, 1-1. Absolute scenes. We even had a penalty appeal not long after. That's the thing, you know, those who were standing around me, big shout out, John had said to me, like, if we get one, we'll get another. But you know, it was too late at that point. But when we had that penalty shot, I think it's Veltman. But, you know, where I stand in the cop, it looked like it was by his side as well. VAR did check it. I don't know. We didn't see any replays. Those that were watching at home, I don't think there's been any, but hands by his side. It looked like it at the time as well, so probably not a pen. And then, look, Brighton had a chance later on, I think, from Tariq Lamptey that just went wide, you know, and when he went through at that point, I'm saying, please, no. Please, Lord, don't let that be the case. But listen, thankfully it wasn't. But it's a good day for Leeds United, and it's a good day for Jesse. It's a good day for Jesse because he's had shots, yeah? We've gone through a game against tougher opposition where we've had no shots at goal. You know, today we had 19 shots, 5 of them on target. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't great. You know, I'm not a fan of the football. I'm not going to suddenly sit here and go, okay, I'm okay. I'm not enjoying it. You know, fans that are at that ground or have watched the game will know, like, they know themselves, man. It's frustrating. It's anger-inducing. But goals change games, you know. The difference this post-match would have had if we'd have finished 1-0. You know, that's what I'm saying. As goal, call it fickleness, call it what you want. But on that bus on the way home, back to the car, the just vibe was different because we got that goal. And that's how important it is. You know what I mean? 19 shots, 5 on target. We had a number of corners, you know, 3 big chances in all. You know, it's an improvement. It's an improvement on the performances we've just had. It's an improvement. And look, I said, if you can't get something, I mean, of course I want us to win the game, but if you, like someone said to me the other day, if a point's all you need and you can't you can't stay up, then you don't deserve to. But we've managed now to get something from the game and breathe new life into us. You know, Everton have been beaten at home to Brentford. I was convinced they were winning that. Burnley have lost. So they've got midweek games now. Everton are not unbeatable at home. They've had 2 red cards. 2 red cards, yeah? So you're now looking at them having to beat Crystal Palace, and Burnley have got to go away to Villa and get something. If they can't, then we have such a big chance on the last day. We still do, but we have such a big chance on that last day. Do you know what I mean? And Pascal has done that. Jesse brought him on. Jesse has been involved in that. You can't say fairer than that. You can't say fairer than that. We move now, right? We move. Hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that you know, we got a bit of a miracle today. Hopefully that can continue and we can get 3 points, man. You can get 3 points against Brentford. I'll be doing it on the channel as well, man. Scenes. Of course, we've got Wednesday and Thursday as well. We can do them as well, man. Yeah, keep it locked. Thank you, as always, for watching the Just Joe Football Show. Smash a like on the video. Get your comments in. Hit the subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds. Get up there, Pascal.